Hey, hey, ho, ho, ho. It is time for the worst pieces of shit in 2020. The pieces of fucking manure that we're going to talk about. But that's boring. So we're also going to do my disappointing albums. So I'm going to do 5 disappointing and 5 absolute pieces of diarrhea. Absolute abortions. AA. Call the absolute abortions. So I guess we should start with the disappointing. So these aren't worse. These aren't like terrible. These are just ones that are kind of like, really? You could have done more. You know, I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed. That's these albums. And let's just get stuck in. But before I do, you know the deal. You know what I'm going to say. Pop yours down below in the comments below. Blow my hole. And let's get started with a fucking list. So, this is in no particular order. It's just 5 ones that disappointed me. The first one up is Lamb of God. I think this was a good album. I think it was a good album. I had it on my top 10 of the month. But I've never gone back to it. And it hasn't like had this lasting effect like a lot of the other Lamb of God albums had. Like Sacrament, Ashes of the Wake, As the Palaces Burn, any of them really. This one just kind of falls flat. I don't think it's as good as the Strum on Dang, Strum on My Dong, whatever it's called. It just doesn't have that lasting effect. It's not bad, you know. It's not amazing. It's just kind of disappointing. So yeah, that's the criteria for this fucking list. So it's going in the disappointing list because it's not super memorable. You know, it's just kind of like, yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I'm not gonna remember it tomorrow, but it's pretty good. So yeah, fucking, it's good, but it's disappointing compared to what they're capable of. What they're fucking capable of. This is a disappointment. Next up is CMFT. CMFT! Corey motherfucking Taylor, boys! Yeah, CMF. I fucking hate this. This was fucking garbage. I almost put it in the worst albums list. But, I mean, the instrumentations were pretty cool, the singing's pretty cool. If you like this kind of music, sure. It's kind of fun, ruckus. It's not to be taken seriously, and you shouldn't, because it's pretty shit. But it's not shit enough to go on the worst albums list. I know people like Meltdown like this one. I hated it, really. But I can't put it in the worst albums list because singing's good. You know, Corey's always a good singer. The entertainment value's there. It's got entertainment in it. The musicians are good. So there's nothing inherently wrong with this album. It's just disappointing for me because I expected, you know, a solo project from Corey Taylor to be more like, I guess, Stone Sour and Slipknot. You know, more like metal rather than this, which was a kind of vanity project. Which, sure, you know, he's doing it because he likes to do it. So who am I to tell him not to do it? So I hope he keeps doing it, but I'm just not going to listen to it. So this disappointed me. I wanted more heavy, more fucking heavy. I wanted him screaming. I wanted fucking blast beats and black metal shrieking. Obviously, I'm not going to get that. My expectations were too high, which is why this is going on the most disappointing list, because I built up my expectations for something glorious and it ended on a whimper. Next up is the Clayman remaster from In Flames. The reason this isn't on the worst list is because I didn't really have expectations for this. Clayman is a masterpiece. Amazing, one of the best In Flames albums. It's awesome. And the remastering it in 2020, why? It sounds good already. What are you doing? I knew it was going to be bad from the moment they said they were going to do it. And it's not awful to listen to. It's okay, but it doesn't need to exist. You know, it doesn't need to exist. That's why it's in the most disappointing list. There's no reason for this existing. I don't like remasters at the best of times, and this is one of the worst. But again, I can't put it in the same category as some of the others we're going to shit on. So I could listen to this again, but I'd rather not. I'd rather listen to Clayman. So fuck this album. Doesn't need to exist. Next up is Cataclysm with Unconquered. This is gonna ruffle some fucking feathers. Oh boy. This one was fine. People were putting it in like the best albums of 2020. Best death metal albums. No. Necrot Carnation, Skeletal Remains, fucking Ulcerate. This is not, he's not even fucking close, mate. Vader, this isn't even close to any of them. This is disappointing as fuck. Cataclysm is they could do so much more. This one was boring. I got bored halfway through. It kind of just blended into one, just kind of mess. It was, well, not a mess. It's not a bad album. It's not a bad album. I could listen to the entire thing all the way through, and I left feeling dissatisfied. It was kind of boring. It was just run-of-the-mill melodic death. I know that they're not even melodic death, but it sounded like melodic death. It sounded like it. So, fucking get your act together. Get your fucking act together. This one was boring. I didn't like it. So, yeah, fuck it. It's going here. Ruffle some feathers. Don't care. This album didn't do much for me. And coming in, finally, is Carrick Angren with Frankensteinia something. What is it? Frankensteinia Frankensteinia Stratamontanus. This album's an anus. It's awful. But, again, musicianship, pretty good. Singing, pretty good. But it's so bombastic, so just cheesy and symphonic and just over the top. I couldn't enjoy it as much as any other black metal releases this year. It's too over the top. It's too pantomime, hokey, like, look behind you. It feels like that. Feels like I'm watching a Disney pantomime and Pumpa's gonna come and fucking rape my ass. I don't like it. I don't like it. It works for power metal. This isn't power metal. You know, it works for like Blind Guardian and Dragon Force, older Dragon Force. Doesn't work for this. You know, it does not work for black metal. Maybe some people will like it. I know Banger TV, one of the guys, put it as one of the best albums of the year. I don't fucking see how. The amount of black metal this year, and then this being the best, fuck off. But people have different tastes, so if you like it, good for you. For me, it disappointed the fuck out of me. Yeah, too cheesy. Too smelly, too stinky. Get that cheese away from me. So, now we come to it. My 5 most hated albums of the fucking year. So, let's get the obvious ones out the way first, I guess. Psychosexual Torture the Faith. I've slammed this album. Said it's the worst album of all time. So, of course, it's gonna, be the worst album of 2020 as well. Yeah, this album's cringy. It's creepy. It's not very good. It's actually, it's fucking awful. It's gutter trash. It's just fucking abysmal. Abysmal. The singing is creepy and weird and it's unsettling. His makeup is unsettling. The videos are unsettling. The song lyrics are, I don't give a shit about song lyrics, but the way he delivers them, I don't like it. Don't like this album. Don't like anything about this album. This album's a 0. This is a 0 out of 10. I'm not even going to give it a 0.5. Fuck this album. Fuck it in its stupid ass. And of course, next, 6 Feet Under, Nightmares of the Decomposed. Yeah, these are like the 2 picks that everyone knows are going to be on people's lists. Blah, blah, blah. This one, I can find some enjoyment in. This one's like a... Okay, if I'm drinking, this is like an 8 out of 10. I think this is really fucking funny. When he's just like... It's amazing. This is amazing. I almost don't want to put it here. But it's pretty bad. It's amazing because of how bad it is. It's like The Room. It's amazing because it's so bad. This is The Room. This is The Room of metal in 2020. I find some enjoyment in it. I'm not going to give it a lower score as Torch the Faith, but it's still fucking awful because of those vocals. Zodiac! Zodiac! Come on. It's not very good. It's not very good, but you all know it's not very good. So, let's move on to some controversial ones, shall we? So next up is that Zombie Shark record that everyone's fucking praising. Like Metal Meltdown praised it, Jay Morris praised it, Metal Trenches praised it. I'm gonna shit on it. Fucking awful. I hated it. I hated it as soon as I pressed play. What is this, like some fucking, some boy band? This is like new metal-y / metalcore-y, and I hate both of those things. Mix them together, and there's some screamo in there. And there's some digital effects. I fucking hate digital effects. Stop putting digital effects in shit. There might be another album with digital effects on, and some weird noises in a second. But at the moment we're slamming Zombie Shock. Yeah, this album, it's everything I don't like in music. It's chaos. I don't understand it. I know a lot of people like Meltdown would like it because it's confusing. Just like Imperial Triumphant. I'm not one of them. If something's confusing, I got Unga Bunga brain. You know, me hit with hammer. I like music. I don't like confusing beebity boobity shit. This is that beebity boobity shit. Vocals are shit. Music's shit. I turned it off halfway through. I listened to it with a review. No, what is his fucking name? Jamie Horsefly. I listened to it. I listened to it with Jamie Horsefly. We both said it was absolute fucking dog shit. And he managed to listen to the entire thing. I turned it off halfway through. I couldn't fucking listen to it. I turned it off and I listened to like Enslaved instead. That was so much better. So much fucking better. I hate this album. It's a pile of shit. Speaking of pile of shits, next up is King 810 with his album that is too long. It's like something G minor. They're like fucking minors or something. I've always disliked this band, so this isn't really a surprise. But it's still bad. This kind of brocore metal kind of thing, and it's... Oh, God, I don't like it. I know I ranked Five Finger Death Punch, and I enjoyed some of their albums. This band, though, doesn't tickle my fancy. This one doesn't tickle my fancy. Saw them live. They were awful, but worst band of the weekend. This album didn't do anything for me, so this is going to be kind of a quick one. I don't like them, never have. Fuck it. This album sucks. It sucks. Sucks donkey balls. So now we get to the last pick. And it is Liturgy with Origins of the Alimonies. This'll get me some flack, probably. There's like a big divide on this one. Is it amazing? Is it shit? Is it amazingly shit? Well, I'm going to go on the amazingly shit side of things and join my friend Jamie Horsefly, my bum buddy, and say that this is fucking awful. Yeah, I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. Like, again, they're adding so much weird fucking noises and glitches into it, and I didn't like it. People, I think Meltdown did a review on this, and I think he liked some of the other shit, but he didn't like the acousticy stuff in the beginning. I liked the acousticy stuff in the beginning. My favourite parts of the album were the acousticy stuff. When I started listening to this, I was like, why are some people hating on this? This is really interesting. I like this kind of classical music. This is really good. And then it changed. And then she started singing. And then it just all went up in the air. And I was like, yeah, no, this is fucking bad. This is bad, man. Yeah, the singing, I hated. The glitches, I hated. It was too weird, too experimental. Not for me. This is a personal taste one, just like Zombie Shock. You start adding weird shit into the music, I'm instantly like, nope, fuck this. Fuck this in its little tiny ass. And you think I hate it just because she's a she-male? I'm gonna block every comment that tries to say that, because I don't. I hate it because the album's shit. I don't give a shit who makes it. If the album's shit, I'm gonna say it's shit. When you can't even criticize something without having someone shout at you for being something you're not. What drives these people to insanity? Whoa, Nelly! That took a turn to the wild side. That has been my top most, disappointing and worst albums of 2020. Went on a bit of a rant there, but again, I think people should stick up for themselves and not take no shit from no one. So hopefully you had fun with this list. I don't care if you agree or disagree. Opinions are opinions, but I want to hear what you guys think. What's your most disappointing albums of the year? What's your most hated albums of the year? And did you like the Liturgy release? Let me know down below, and we'll see you again on another Quest for Metal.